Have you ever let a painting decide your entire day? Well, that's exactly what I'm doing today. That means where I'm going, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, basically how to live my life like a work of art.
You know what? We are in London, so we might as well find a London-based painting, because that's going to be a lot easier for me to try to live in, if that makes sense. So let's find something London-esque. I think we're getting closer, for sure, because these are a lot more like cityscapes. Snow, not much snow in London. Look at this. I think we have our winner, guys. I mean, this is basically London.
The Thames Below Westminster. Not only is by one of my favorite artists, Monet, but it also just screams London. I just feel like it's gonna be such a cool play if we try to recreate it and live in that painting for just one day, you know? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take a selfie very quickly so that I remember that painting as soon as we go out. And then we're gonna try to live as if we are into that painting here in the 1871 or so. So let's take a quick selfie. Okay, now it's time to go out and recreate it. The Thames Below Westminster by Claude Monet. Okay, now that we found our painting, we are making our way out of the gallery. But before we track down the very spot where Monet stood to paint the Thames Below Westminster, we need to fuel up. And we're gonna do that river style. And what better way to honor the Thames than with a classic British dish inspired by the river's rich working history? Yep, I'm talking fish and chips. Alright guys, we are at Hobson's Fish and Chips. This is a proper institution known for their fresh catch and perfect crust. So let's go inside, grab a fish and chips, and see if the food lives up to the painting's vibe. The Hobson's Fish and Chips is a spot that nails the classic fish and chips experience with fresh, sustainably sourced fish and crispy, fluffy chips. Plus, it's got that old-school British charm and reputation for being one of the best in London. It's the perfect pit stop to taste a bit of London's river heritage before we dive back into Monet's world. Look at this beauty. This is really good. Really good. Look at the flies. Now energized, it's time to get on the move and track down the exact spot Monet stood when he painted the Thames Below Westminster. Monet landed in London in 1870, escaping the war in Paris, and stayed here for a while soaking in the city's unique vibe. Okay guys, I think more or less we have arrived at the exact same spot where Monet was sitting when he was painting the Thames Below Westminster. As you can tell, the view from here is absolutely stunning. So now let's look at the painting again and see how much has changed and how much has remained the same. The Houses of Parliament. Monet gave those towers a little extra height, turning them into a dreamy fairy tale castle rising out of the mist. Today, the Houses of Parliament still command the skyline with that unmistakable grandeur. Big Ben, well, technically Elizabeth Tower, finished its major restoration relatively recently, and now, as you can see, looks stunning. All freshly polished and ready to steal the spotlight once again. So while Monet's fairy tale towers melted in the fog, today they stand proud and ready for their close-up. Next, Westminster Bridge. Back then, it was practically brand new, only about 10 years old. Fast forward to today, and Westminster Bridge is buzzing with a very different kind of life. Tourists swarm the sidewalks, souvenir stores line the entrances, cameras clicking non-stop as people snap photos of the Parliament, Big Ben and the Thames, and the bridge is alive with the roar of buses. Back to the painting, look at the riverbank. See that wooden jetty? Monet painted workers dismantling scaffolding, a snapshot of London rebuilding itself during the Industrial Revolution. The Thames was a working river then. Jump ahead 150 years, and the city is still in motion. Only now, it's cranes and sleek glass towers instead of wooden scaffolds. Progress never sleeps here. The Thames itself, cleaner and calmer. Now, it's more about leisure than labor. River cruises glide past landmarks like the London Eye and Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Back in Monet's London, the South Bank was an industrial hub. Fast forward to today, and the South Bank is a vibrant, bustling playground for Londoners and visitors alike. It's the home to the London Eye, the South Bank Centre, Tate Modern, and hundreds of street performers, food stalls, and pop-up markets. Okay guys, and we more or less did a full circle from where we started just over there. And I think now it's the time to recharge our batteries. And speaking of Monet, a French artist, I think it's only appropriate for our pit stop to be in a French bakery. And I think I know just the right spot, so follow me. Come on guys. And this is Miss Umberto. I have my iced latte, my scone, and I'm ready to enjoy this perfect sunny day together with my friend Monet. In 1871, the same year, Monet painted the Thames Below Westminster. A Frenchman named Monsieur Berthaud fled Paris after the Franco-Prussian War, armed with nothing but revolutionary spirit and a few dozen stellar pastry recipes. He landed right here in Soho and opened this tiny tea room on Greek Street. Look at this beautiful scone. Just perfect. Okay guys, now that we had our coffee and scone, it's time to end this Monet-powered day in a very special and fancy way with cocktail at the
Savoy.
The Savoy, that's right. The Savoy wasn't just where Monet stayed. It was his studio in the sky. From the upper floors, Monet painted over 40 versions of the Waterloo Bridge, Charing Cross, and the Thames itself. Okay guys, so we thought we're gonna go at the Savoy, grab a cocktail, but then we checked the menu. It was like 25-30 pounds for a cocktail. So yeah, I thought maybe
It's better ways to spend.
exactly. And I don't really think that Monet would be happy with me spending that much money on a cocktail. So we thought, I'm gonna go to a liquor shop that I know, and we're gonna get some special drinks that I'm gonna show you in a second. And we're just gonna go and celebrate it the proper, good way at the Waterloo Bridge, a destination and a place that Monet loves. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I'll see you in a second. The whiskey exchange, let's go for it. Calvados is an apple brandy from Normandy, the same region Monet called home. It's smooth, strong, a little rustic, just like the guy himself. So we got ourselves a couple of Calvados, a drink that's very favorite to Monet. And we are also at the Waterloo Bridge, again a favorite place of Monet, featured in many of his paintings. So we're gonna crack open those and celebrate and enjoy the nice view to fog, to sunshine, to art.
Cheers, Claude.
Cheers. Ooh, that's strong, but it's good. Yeah. And yes, the city has changed. The fog has lifted, the buildings gleam, and the river hums with a new kind of life. But here is the thing. Despite all the changes, there is still something timeless about this view. Because Monet didn't just paint a scene, he painted the spirit of London. A city always moving, evolving, full of grit and beauty. And standing here today, it's easy to see why that spirit is still very much alive.
Look at